I actually had a time, like, I used to love eating poo. Pete, try to help me just try and say this without laughing. Let's do a try not to laugh together, right? Let's try and do a try not to laugh together when I'm trying to say this, right? I used to love eating poo. I used to love eating poo. Did you laugh? Like, that is just so great. That's just a weird thing that I just loved eating poo as a child. Because there was this time when I was in a bath. Don't know if I mentioned this, but there was this time when I was in a bath, right? And I was pooing in a bath, or somebody else, one of my sisters, whatever, pooing in a bath. We were in that bath, right? And I just ate poo. And I enjoyed it. I was like, and my mum told me like this. My mum told me this story so many times, and she said that, oh, oh, James, you actually you and I was like, this is like chocolate. This is like chocolate. This is like chocolate. And I'm basically enjoying this poo, saying it's chocolate and doing that. Like, like, how, how does someone just say that poo is like chocolate? I get poo is the same colour as chocolate, but poo, I've never I've obviously not tasted poo since then, but I don't think poo would taste like chocolate. I don't think poo would even remotely taste like chocolate. It just has a smelly smell. Like poo, just oh man, how did I enjoy eating poo? Oh, this episode is something else. I'm telling you. There's another weird thing I've actually done, and it was actually I used to lick my toes. This is another situation where you're trying to keep a straight face, but you can't really because you're just taking in all this information that actually it seems like a movie because like licking your toes. I used to be. I don't want to do it on camera because it will just be embarrassing. It will just be absolutely embarrassing. But I just basically licked my toes, and I had a habit of doing that. And I don't know why I had a habit of doing that because it is absolutely weird. Who just sits there just licking their toes? Nobody does that on the odd occasion. Nobody really just goes, yeah, I'm gonna be licking my toes now. Nobody says that. It's just a weird old thing that I've sort of done that. Mad, yeah. And there's kids that act. You know how kids pick their nose. I used to be, I used to be a kid that used to pick his nose all the time. This is sort of a common one, but this is sort of a weird thing. I'm gonna admit, right? Kids usually pick their nose, right, and then they eat it. And they pick the nose and eat it, 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 and they just keep doing this thing where they pick their nose all the time and they can't help themselves because they don't know how else to do. Because usually kids they don't mature from anything because they're new to this world and they're like, oh, if I do this one thing, oh maybe that'll be cool, or maybe that'll be cool, or maybe that'll be cool, and that will just sort of turn into this kid becoming so obsessed with eating eating their own boogers and stuff like that. Like, because that's usually what you refer to like boogers, right? Boogers. You're picking your nose and you're doing that, and that sort of thing just happens where you just find yourself you're just picking your nose and you're eating it and you're doing this for a long, long time, and you're trying to break the habit of picking your nose so much that you can't help yourself because you don't know any better, and you just get to a stage where you don't know what you're doing anymore. You just keep picking your nose, and that's what you sort of do. You just pick your nose for